eNCA now. It's day 19 of the Walk for Access campaign. University of Pretoria students began the walk from Cape Town to the country's capital on the 21st of March. The group is hoping to raise 4 million rand, and that is to curb student poverty and financial exclusion in universities. The students have called on Gauteng residents to join them tomorrow as they walk the last leg of their journey to the Union buildings in Pretoria. Spokesperson Pastor Emmanuel Latman as well as student Luvuyo Menziwa joins us now for this conversation. Thank you so much to the both of you for joining us this afternoon. I'm sure you must be exhausted and you must be hungry and you must be so tired of having walked day 19 and you're still here. Guys?
Totally exhausted, totally tired and
starving. And starving. I'll buy you a burger after this, trust me.
Can't wait to get home tomorrow night to my own bed. So totally exhausted, but ultimately worth it.
Absolutely. Now, Luvuyo, I mean, this was a student initiative. Students got together and said, you know what, actually, we want to walk from Cape Town and we want to walk all the way to the Union building so that we can table certain plights and we can be made by the department so that we can show them in memorandum in terms of exactly what our student needs are. What are those needs articulated in the memorandum?
Okay, before I speak about the memorandum particularly, some of us have been involved in Fees Must Fall. On itself, we are part of the leadership and so forth. Now, taking that into account, one can think, okay, fine, we've done this thing of protesting, we got expelled, suspended, were shot at and arrested and so forth. Hence, we had to come up with a creative way of how now to also raise an awareness while fundraising throughout the way. Hence the hashtag Walk for Access. But in terms of the memorandum, one of the issues we are seeking to address is a total review of the NSFAS system. Because, I mean, their integrity is very much questionable, political manipulation, there's fraud happening there. So we cannot always refer back to NSFAS when you know that their reputation is dwindling. And the second point is the complete institutional policy review, which now will need to take place through a consultative process with all key stakeholders, questioning the autonomy of institutions, because right now they do as they please, and at HET does not play a central role in ensuring that the policies are very much aligned with the Constitution. Then we also speak about the regulation of the student accommodation fees, you know, because these guys, they just charge us crazy
exorbitant amount, especially if you don't have residences within the university, right? If you've got residences outside of the universities, then obviously it's a capitalistic system, and they can charge as high as they want.
Definitely. And then with that, now we speak about the involvement of the Competitions Commission to be much more involved, you know, instead of just giving them that space to can decide on whatever amount they want to charge us. Then lastly is the issue of scrapping of tuition fees. So we're still speaking about free education this time, but now much more focusing on the tuition fee particularly, because at least if you have less money to spend on tuition, you can spend the money that you have on your accommodation, on your food, on every other need that students has.
Okay, so we're going to touch on this issue around the tuition fee, because you've had governments saying, but then fees have been catered to, billions of rands have been allocated towards the NSFAS to ensure that students all have got to school, and there is no financial exclusion in the 2019 year, that students should be at school right now because we're taking care of the issue around houses. I'm going to get to you with all of some of those issues because you've been working for a while, but you know, I have to speak to you, Emmanuel, about the actual realities that you've been confronted with during that journey. I mean, I'm sure it's not an easy plight to walk from the Western Cape or from Cape Town to Johannesburg to go once again. I think you guys are leaving 9 p.m. this evening to go over to the Union buildings to arrive there at about 12 p.m. tomorrow.
Yes, definitely. No, it wasn't an easy journey, but, you know, every year my church is right adjacent to the university. And every year, in the beginning of the year, I get about 30, 40, 50 students who are not placed in residences and who are sleeping on the floor. If I don't do it, they sleep in the streets. So that made me realize, let's be doing something about this.
Yeah.
Let's take it.
So your church has been housing individuals, because I know that you were involved with this plight since Fees Must Fall. Either way, so you have walked this journey with the students and even provided them accommodation where many of them had no way out.
Yes. And so that's why we decided, together with Luvuyo and other activists, that let's do something positively. Let's have some form of positive activism making the country aware of this. And that's why we decided to do something as wild as walking from the Cape to here, to make communities aware and people aware. And wherever we've gone, communities came together. That was so amazing to me.
Yeah. But did communities put their money where their mouth is? I understand the walk and I understand the experience, I understand kudoing you guys, but you're saying that you're actually trying to raise 2 million rand from 2 rand each from 2 million people who are going to come together, which then obviously equates to 4 million rand. Have you guys been able to raise that amount? And are community members coming together and saying, listen, here's my 2 rand towards a worthy cause where kids do not have to feel excluded every single year beginning?
Every community we entered, people gave 2 rands. And the most heart-wrenching thing was a little girl running to me and says, here's mine. No. So communities are coming together to do that, but corporates has rejected us on many levels.
Why?
They say we are not in their scope. That is lots of the emails we received back, lots of the correspondence we received back. We are not in your you are not in our scope.
What does that mean? I just have to bring it down to the language that we all can understand. When a private sector institution or when a corporate comes to you and says you are not in their scope, and I mean, you're asking for fundraising, so you've not necessarily stipulated how much you're asking. They could literally give you 2 rand and be part of the 2 million people to give you 2 rand, which will raise 4 million rand. What does that mean that you're not within their scope?
A corporate company can ask his staff for 2 rand. And this can become a national drive where companies compete against each other for 2 rand.
Yeah.
And that's why we made it so simple. But the other reason for making it so simple is that even the rural child in a rural school can contribute something. And that the people realize that they can bring the solution to the issue.
Well, the good thing is that you're taking away from the power of government, from the power of corporate, and you're saying that let's actually have the people determine what the future of education is like for their own children. And then with this review, I must ask you, who are you hoping will actually receive that memorandum tomorrow in the union buildings? And are you sure that the Department of Higher Education will be there to meet you, or was this walk all for nothing?
The confirmed person who's going to be there is the DG from the Department of Higher Education and Training, because the minister won't be there. And then we're hoping the president would also be there, but because of the campaigning period and stuff, he won't be around. But we also wrote to the city of Tshwane as well, so we're hoping that someone will also come there and maybe pledge or speak on behalf of the city, to raise much more awareness.
And if residents want to join you, where do they meet you? At 9 p.m.?
At 9 p.m. tonight, we will be in Empire Road next to Wits University. We're departing from there. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, we will arrive in Burnett Street at Pretoria University. And from there, we will walk together with the students and whoever wants to join us to the union buildings.
I hope that by the end of tomorrow, you have definitely food, water, a good burger for you, as well as 4 million rand in the pocket, so that you're able to really take forward the plight of students. So I think well done and congratulations to you. We have not yet met the minister, but I think South Africa has paid attention to the plight of students because of the both of you there. You've got a